Hi everyone, in this video I'm going to share with you paper piecing and also cutting out images from your design paper. I got a couple requests and so I'm going to share with you in this video. Paper piecing basically is stamping the image onto some cardstock and then stamping that same exact image onto design paper. And then you cut out the image from the design paper and then you piece it onto your stamped image. It's really fun to do. I really enjoy it. And the stamps that I love to work with are the Greeting Farm stamps. I also like MFT's Pure Innocent stamps. There's a bunch of stamps out there that you can paper piece with. The scissors that I use, these ones are from Tonic. I got these from Joann's. This is probably the one that I use the most. I also have the Fiskars. It's really nice too as well. And then I also use my Tim Holtz scissors. Scraps, I save all my scraps. Again, they're perfect for paper piecing and cutting out images for your projects. So don't throw any of your scraps away. I always save all my scraps. And so let's go ahead and get started. I went ahead and pre-stamped a couple of images. We're going to work with this one with Anya, and we're going to go ahead and paper piece her flower and her dress. A lot of people like to paper piece the hair as well, and you can do that too. Usually for the face and the skin, I use my Copic markers. You can use, your pencils, your watercolor pencils, chalk, stains, whatever you'd like. And then we're going to go ahead and stamp her dress onto some design paper. And I want to go ahead and use this one right here. And this one's from the Graphic 45 Once Upon a Springtime collection. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the Tuxedo Black Memento ink. Now we're just going to stamp only the dress only. So we're not going to stamp the entire image. Okay, and as you can see here, we got her dress. And then for her flower, I'm going to go ahead and use this scrap piece right here, again from the same collection. And you can mix collections when you're paper piecing. It doesn't necessarily have to be from the same collection, and you just want to keep that in mind. For example, I'll share with you a project that I used two different collections. This one right here that I created of Ashley, this is Prima's paper collection, and this is actually Tim Holtz's paper collection. So again, you can mix two different collections when you're paper piecing. This one right here, I used the same collection from Crate Paper, the portrait collection. And so we went ahead and stamped the images. Now I'm going to use my favorite scissors here. Now when you're cutting, you want to cut on the outer line because basically what it is as if you just colored in the stamped image, and that's what you're trying to do. So let's go ahead and cut it out. And usually before I cut it out, I like to just cut out the part that I'm cutting. You don't have to do this. Again, it's all what is more comfortable for you when you're cutting. This is just how I do it. Now there's two different ways. You can move the paper when you're cutting, or you can hold the paper and move the scissors. Usually when I'm cutting intricate cuts like this, I usually move the paper. Again, it's personal preference. It's totally up to you. You can cut whatever makes it comfortable for you. There's no right or wrong way of cutting. And if you don't get exactly on the line and you get just a little bit of the design paper, don't worry about it. You can always distress that with some black ink and you wouldn't even be able to tell. And I had a lot of ladies asked me, had messaged me if ever my hands get tired when I'm doing this, and it doesn't actually. It's really relaxing to me when I'm cutting like this. It's really, soothing. Okay, so there's her dress. Now, I would recommend a glue pen. I don't have a glue pen right now, so I'm just going to use my regular adhesive. I'm just going to go ahead and glue the back of the dress. Okay, and we're going to go ahead and piece it onto our stamped image here. So basically you're just lining it with your stamped image. Okay, and so that's what the dress looks like. Now we're going to go ahead and do her flower. And again, I just cut out the image that I'm cutting, because the paper, for me, it tends to get in my way. You don't have to cut it out if you don't want to. Again, whatever works best with you. Hope my camera's focusing here. Okay, so let's go ahead and glue that down. Again, you're just going to line it with the stamped image. Okay, and there you have it. Just paper pieced your stamped image. And again, some people, they do the hair or they do the shoes. It's up to you. You can use your markers or, whatever pens or markers that you have to color those in. But that's how you paper piece. And then cutting out images from your design paper. I usually save images, especially from Graphic 45 and Webster's Pages. They have so many images like this that you can incorporate into a project when using the same design paper. So I usually don't like to throw any of it away. So we're going to go ahead and cut out the mom and her bunnies here. And again, I cut out just the images that I'm using. So if there's one next to it that I could save, I just cut around that. Now she has whiskers, so let me just show you how I would cut that out. So let's go ahead and start cutting here. And again, you just stay on the outer line here. Now her whiskers, I want to keep her whiskers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut the outside of it first. If you guys can see that, okay? And I'm going to come back to it. So I'm going to cut, you guys can see that, I'm going to cut around it like that. And then I'm going to cut the rest of the bunny. And I'll come back to those whiskers at the end. A lot of times I come back to the image, and you'll see why. Okay, this one will have this little bunny's ear, so I'm just going to cut that little bunny's ear out. Okay. Now if you look at this image, you can see, let's get some design paper here. You can see the whiskers, if you guys could see that, right here. And then you're going to see that I didn't cut here, and then you see that I didn't cut around here. So let me show you how I would cut that. So now the whiskers, all I'm going to do is cut like this. Hope you guys could see this. Okay, see what I did? You guys could see that? So I just basically, I went back and then I cut in, and then it just cut it out. Same thing with the ears. I'm just going to go back in and see how it cut it out. So you don't have to maneuver your scissors and end up bending the ears. And same thing with this one. We're going to go ahead and cut right at the edge of the line. Go with this one right here, the right edge of that whisker, and then I'm going to turn my scissors and then cut. There. See how that cut out? And now I'm going to cut this piece. Cut around that bow. And this is where you turn the paper, basically. When it's really intricate like that, it's easier to turn the paper. Okay, now I'll cut the rest of this bow here. See how the pieces are just falling out? And you just go back and kind of clean up the edges. Okay? So if you guys could see that. See how I cut it? Same thing with the whiskers. So that's how I cut my design paper, or my images from my design paper. And this is how I do the paper piecing. And I hope this video helps. And thanks everyone for watching. Bye.